Good afternoon. 13 News at Noon begins with breaking news today. Surging oil prices have caused a big drop in stock prices. So let's take a look at the current prices right now. We want to show you the very latest numbers for the Dow Jones. The Dow is down 547 right now. This has been driven by soaring oil prices, up almost 11% in just the last few hours, getting close to $100 a barrel. And that's not an accident. Iran's new supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, has said the Strait of Hormuz must stay closed as, quote, a tool to pressure the enemy. The new supreme leader is the son of the previous one who was killed in the U.S. in Israeli bombings at the beginning of this conflict with Iran. The supreme leader called on all U.S. military bases in the Middle East to close. Iran has continued to target U.S. bases, Israel, and oil facilities in neighboring countries. U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright said the U.S. Navy is not ready to escort oil tankers through that strait. We'll have more on that conflict with Iran coming up here at 12:15. In the meantime, weather is a big story today because you look outside now and it's beautiful and sunny. It's what we call severe clear because it's super cold out there. We don't have any of that cloud cover out there. And as we look ahead to the weekend, because this is, after all, Friday Eve, we see the potential for some pretty severe weather.
We got a lot going on. This is my kind of severe. There's not a cloud in the sky. We've got a lot to discuss. We've got wind issues tomorrow, not from thunderstorms. We may have some flakes of snow to start the weekend, and we are definitely going to have storms to finish it. Those could pack a punch. So I'm not showing you the 7-day forecast until about 15 minutes after the hour. But believe me when I tell you, it's got a lot in it. So again, most cameras here across central Indiana, sunny. We are starting to see a few fair weather cumulus clouds develop. But man, it is so much better than where we've been the last couple of days. Nice and quiet. The wind from the west-northwest at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, low 40s. The wind is going to be significantly stronger tomorrow. Please know that. So I would take advantage of today. Yeah, the temperatures, when you take this map and compare it to 24 hours ago, yeah, there you go. 25 to nearly 30 degrees colder in the wake of that boundary. But as we look at the visible satellite, you can see it is sunshine. Still have river flood warnings that are up over south central Indiana. But central Indiana right now in the midst of a sun sandwich. Our weather maker from yesterday to the east of us. And this is the player coming in for tomorrow. We'll have more on that in a little bit. Here's the after school bus stop forecast looking good. We'll talk about what to expect for the greening of the canal. Got the wind issues tomorrow and that strong cold front coming in Sunday.
All right, thanks so much, Sean. Right now, the cleanup is underway after a deadly tornado hit northwestern Indiana earlier this week. 2 people died and 10 others injured in Newton County in a small community that's called Lake Village. They say they're now leaning on each other now more than ever. Some areas of the county right now are just not even recognizable because of all the destruction to the homes and the businesses. Power lines are down. That's affected power. Trees are down too. We spoke with so many who said that the winds were so strong and so loud, they didn't even hear what was being ripped up. One family says they were fortunate that the only damage at their house was that they had one tree that was uprooted, but still they feel terrible for all their neighbors who lost so much more.
I saw on 41, just like when I was coming from Morocco. Just everything was just wiped out. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. It's just, yeah, it's like heartbreaking.
So there were 106 structures inspected for damage and 32 of them are destroyed. Still, nearly 1,000 people are without power on this Thursday. The National Weather Service gave this tornado a preliminary rating so far of an EF3. Now that severe weather hit multiple states, not just here in Indiana. Maggie Vespa is in Lake Village up in Newton County with more on the couple that was killed up there and also the system that is causing problems nationwide.
Hey there, as this severe weather run continues, a growing number of families dealing with situations, devastation like this This scene, though, is particularly heartbreaking. Family confirms to us this is the home, was the home where Ed and Arlene Kozlowski, a couple in their 80s, were killed during Tuesday night's storm. You can see what's left. I mean, it's just a cinder block foundation and piles of their belongings, like their lives here in pieces. And this as this severe weather run continues across the country. We saw new tornadoes touching down in Louisiana and Arkansas overnight. In Ohio, severe winds ripping the roof off of a motorcycle dealership. This after a reported 21 tornadoes tore through the Midwest, including through here on Tuesday, bringing with them at times powerful hail up to 6 inches wide, according to the National Weather Service. Drone video of the devastation since and the aftermath just shows how widespread, how devastating it actually is. Entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble within minutes. And we talked, of course, about the human toll, about the lives lost here. Officials also say just in this area of Indiana and Illinois alone, at least 10 people were injured. They thankfully should be okay. They also add more than 100 homes were damaged. Again, just in this local area, dozens of those homes, they say, like this one, were completely destroyed. Back to you.
Maggie Vespa reporting today. Thank you. Also, we're keeping an eye on the cleanup effort and the potential for more storms over the weekend, as Sean just mentioned. You keep an eye on the live Doppler 13 radar as it moves through. If you tune over to our streaming service on WTHR Plus, of course, our crews will be working OT to keep you safe as well. We do have some breaking news at noon tonight, a very devastating, frustrating situation on a college campus. Right now, here's what we know. At least 2 people are hurt and a gunman is dead after a shooting at Old Dominion University in Virginia today. Look at the scene right now on campus. The university sending out an alert just before 11 o'clock about this active threat near an area on campus called Constant Hall. Then, and just now, the last 30 minutes, another alert from the university updating the students and staff that the threat on campus is now considered over. As a result, the university has canceled classes and operations on the main campus for the rest of the day today. So again, we have one person, a shooter, who has been killed, and we have others that are injured. We're continuing to follow this story throughout the day. And as we learn more about this newscast, we certainly will bring it to you. And now here in central Indiana, we have new information at noon. A man is now behind bars in the death of a woman on Indy's west side. The 45-year-old man is now facing preliminary charges of murder and unlawful possession of a firearm by a serious violent felon. Officers found 51-year-old Kimberly Stewart behind a home on Lyndhurst Drive late on Tuesday night. They haven't yet said how she died, only saying that she had traumatic injuries. The 45-year-old now is expected in court on Monday. And we have new information this noon. There's a new transportation program that's going to help get people between Hamilton and Hancock counties. It's a new program that provides a ride, and the fee is flat. It's called One Call Connect. It's unique because public transportation funding doesn't typically help people cross county lines. The connection point for One Connect will be in McCordsville. That's where public transportation passengers can easily transfer from one county service to the other. If you're interested, it all starts coming up on April 6. Today, Indiana Governor Mike Braun is partnering with Turning Point USA, talking about freedom of speech in schools here in the state of Indiana. It was just a few hours ago, the governor made a proclamation. In it, it called on all schools and universities to facilitate student groups that, quote, foster values of liberty and freedom of speech for the next generation. If you'd like to hear more of his comments, we have them for you right now if you head over to WTHR.com. Also, we'll have coverage and context as our coverage continues here today on 13 News starting at 4 o'clock. New at noon today, Noblesville, now the new host city for the Horizon League Men's and Women's Basketball Championship. It's going to happen at the arena at Innovation Mile. That's where the announcement was made today by the mayor of Noblesville, Chris Jensen. The second round, semifinal round, and the final rounds will be there starting next year. It was previously hosted at the Coliseum at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. The Pacers are back home, and they're looking to end their 10-game losing streak tonight at the Fieldhouse. And you can watch that game right here on Channel 13 from the comfort of your own home. They are hosting the Phoenix Suns at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. That tip is at 7, and we'll have a recap right after the game right here on 13 News at 11 with our very own Scott Swan.